What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back here with another video, and today we're going to be doing a mock of Marino 4.0 dropping today. So obviously in a different place right now. AT&T, if you guys haven't seen the post already, has unfortunately canceled my Wi-Fi by accident. That's going to be back up on Wednesday, so hallelujah. You can thank me for 9 hours on the phone with AT&T. That is not an exaggeration. I've been going through hell, but we're going to get some good internet back up very soon. So let's just go through this. Let's have a good time. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you guys are new, feel free to join the community, almost at 2,600. So hoping we can get there by the end of the week, because this is pretty awesome. I thank you guys for it, because you guys have done a great job of switching and starting to give me positive feedback and telling me what you guys would have done, because, hey, just being able to throw ideas out there and knowing that you guys are going to give me legit responses, absolutely awesome. So I gotta thank you guys for that. But this is something that might be a spoiler alert for the video Wednesday or Thursday, depending on when it comes out. Probably Thursday, just because I like to drop it in the morning for you guys. First pick, Aidan Hutchinson. Now, you guys know that at the start of the season, I thought Aidan Hutchinson was extremely boring. Before the season even started, I did not have him in my top 32, and he just wasn't very impressive to me. Fact is, he dropped weight and he has just been on a tear. He improved his form over the summer, and similar to how I loved Kwity Paye for transitioning and being able to develop himself in the offseason, I absolutely love Aidan Hutchinson and how he's done that. So I was I don't know if I was one of the first, but to put him in the top 3. I usually put him at 2 to the Texans on a lot of mock drafts. And I was pretty happy about that, because I said he was the next J.J. Watt for the Texans, but I said he's Bosa level talent. And people are agreeing with that. I literally saw of Nick Bosa in him, and it was just scary as hell, because he is that. He's literally, you know what you're going to get with him, and it's not like oh, you know what you're going to get. You're going to have to just settle for somebody. This guy could be arguably one of, if not the best pass rusher in the NFL. That's his ceiling, and it's not a joke. It's not something that's like a far-fetched ceiling, because every player could be the best player in the NFL, but this is something where this is legit. This is a potential legit top-end pass rusher. So for the Lions, I 100% agree. Aidan Hutchinson's moved past Evan Neal at this point for me. That's how good he is. 2, KT for the Texans. Probably going to do the same thing myself. Just another spoiler alert, but I'm starting to think KT might be falling a little bit. You know, he has been consistently a very high-end edge rusher. Injuries have kind of put that on a little bit of a back burner, but he just doesn't look as dominant as Hutchinson. That being said, it is ridiculous what KT can bring to the table. Like, again, he is that Myles Garrett. You can talk about Chase Young. Obviously, Chase Young hasn't performed as well as we wanted him to, but these high-level generational style talents, which, crazily enough, we're getting a generational talent very, very frequently, which is a testament to how damn good that training is, how devoted kids are, as well as just the devotion to the sport that people have their entire lives, and they're willing to sacrifice their bodies and just develop themselves into absolute superstars. And that's what football is. It's a lifestyle now, and people like KT, who are just absolutely dominant threats that we would see once every 10, 15 years, they're coming every other year now. So that's absolutely insane that we can have somebody like Aidan Hutchinson and KT in the same draft. It's mind-boggling. Next, Kyle Hamilton, the Jaguars. Now, there's just zero doubt in my mind. Kyle Hamilton is the best safety in the class. He is the best defensive back in the class. He's in a class of his own in that defensive side, or the secondary side. But I do not think that getting a safety, albeit a generational level safety, is the equivalent value of getting a top end offensive lineman. You invested the #1 pick in somebody who's a unicorn, another generational prospect in Trevor Lawrence. I don't think Kyle Hamilton would be the pick for the Jaguars. I really don't. I know Urban Meyer is very, you look at the offensive line that has been at Ohio State since the beginning of time. Like, Ohio State knows how to recruit offensive linemen. This is a team that is desperate for another tackle. You saw them, they take Walker Little after not playing for since like 2018. Or I think, he played one game like 2019 or something. that is ridiculous, but that shows how much of desperation they had. They franchise tagged Cam Robinson at a time where he definitely didn't deserve it. So I seriously, you guys, again, spoiling a little bit what I will do, probably go offensive line there. However, if it is this pick, I'm not going to complain. Kyle Hamilton is an absolute freak and he deserves to be a number 3 pick. I'm never going to say he's not, but just keep that in your mind because he's amazing, but battles are won in the trenches. And when you invest that much draft capital in a quarterback, you probably want to protect him. So also the safety class is pretty deep. You can definitely get somebody of starter caliber in the second, if not third round. So just saying the drop off is pretty big compared to safety, which is much less. Next is Derek Stingley Jr. out of LSU. I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. You know, Derek Stingley, I started watching a little bit, even tape this year, right? He got picked on. It's a big red flag when you go from 91.7 PFF grade in your true freshman year all the way down to like 66. Like that's a big red flag. And you look at the completion percentage, the passer rating given up, it's not good. That being said, we do know what he can be. And especially when he gets healthy, maybe being injured this year might be the best thing for him. So he takes off some time. He was starting to get picked on there quite a bit. And hopefully he gets back to that form. You're really drafting him here because of what that was. I saw even this year, though, against ASU, because I was watching Kellen Dyche. It wasn't, I said that literally last time. It's not LSU. Again, it was LSU versus Central Michigan. I was watching Bernard Raymond, and he made an absolutely amazing athletic play with a tackle. He tackled somebody, did excellent form and everything that you're looking for from a defensive back. And that was like, who is this guy? Who's number 7? I forgot he switched his number to number 7. I was like, got to look at him because that's high-end defensive back play. That's NFL defensive back play. And that's where Derek Stingley was. So not going to say he's going to be the best, but he has by far the best chance to be the best. Next, you got Ikem. And I have an issue with this for one reason and one reason only. You have Evan Neal on the board. Now, is Ikem Ekwonu a better left tackle than Evan Neal? Maybe. I will say this, though. If you have Evan Neal on the board and you take Ikem Ekwonu and switch him to right tackle, you deserve to get fired. This dude, Ikem, just took a big step this year at left tackle. Extremely uncomfortable at left last year. Looked like a pure guard prospect. Took a big step this year. You're going to be switching him after he just got comfortable to right tackle. It sounds like one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. Let the guy play his actual position. I don't think you want to move Mekhi Becton either. So with a guy like Evan Neal on the board, where you can move him to right tackle instantly and he's already played a year there, that it just makes no sense. Now, if Evan Neal's already gone, this makes more sense because, again, it's worth the upside. But when you're saying, I'm going to take somebody who's comfortable left tackle and say, fuck you, I'm going to take a guy who's marginally, if possibly even not better at left tackle and then move him to right, just doesn't make sense to me. I understand because he's like so huge, but again, he's also lighter than Evan Neal. Just doesn't really make sense. Giants getting Evan Neal, though, that's my favorite pick for them. Like if it happens, if Evan Neal is there, yes, absolutely. I don't think that you need more than 3 seconds on the clock. I don't care who is there. There could be every single player on the board there. I would still take Evan Neal. If Aidan Hutchinson were on the board, I'd still take Evan Neal. That's just because Aidan Hutchinson would be taken right there. But you guys know where I'm going. Like, he is just absolutely amazing. Giants getting DeMarvin Leal. The more I watch him, the less I'm impressed. Like, he kind of is plateaued, if not, like, made me a little bit unimpressed with him. Same thing with Jordan Davis a little bit. You know, I was more like, oh, Jordan Davis should be a late first, maybe an early second. And then I was like, oh, shit, this guy, he's the real deal. And he still is. Jordan Davis is the real deal. I would still say if you take him in the top 15, you're running a risk just because positional value. Again, like even like Dexter Lawrence. Yeah, not DeMarcus Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence, when he was taken at 17, it was like still pretty high. And Christian Wilkins, total separate topic. But DeMarvin Leal he just doesn't look comfortable. If it looks like he gained weight, he's not 290 anymore. He looks like he's around 300. And it just doesn't look right on him. He needs to lose a little bit of weight and play that edge spot. If he does, then this is a home run pick. Like, I know DeMarvin Leal is absolutely amazing, but for some reason he looks gassed. He doesn't look explosive like he did at the start of the year or last year. This guy was on another level, and he was playing very well at the beginning of the year. I just have a weird feeling his coaches are telling him, do you want to be one of the most, if not the most athletic defensive tackle, or a less athletic defensive end? Former co-host Keon literally said that, and I was like, it seems like something that they'd be telling him, right? It just doesn't make sense. He looks out of shape and uncomfortable in there, and they're playing him a lot in the interior. And by how large he is right now, I could see it. If he continues this trend, I don't know if I can take him within the top 25 picks. Legitimately. Like right now, if it's like, oh, we're taking him in the NFL draft right now, I don't know if I could do it. And he's probably going to fall a little bit in this next draft, but I need to point that out because DeMarvin Leal, I would start thinking about Karlaftis there. I was a big fan of DeMarvin Leal over Karlaftis, especially with the Giants, just because of versatility. I don't think so anymore. I really don't. After watching him this last week, he didn't look comfortable in his own skin, and that scares the living hell out of me. Number 8, Washington getting Desmond Ritter. Obviously, I don't think Desmond Ritter is the number 1 quarterback in the class. You see him put up some outstanding games, and that's phenomenal. But one, he's had pretty much like 5 years of starting. How many years has he actually started? 4 years. He's had 4 years to start on a team that he's pretty much handcrafted himself. Solid offensive line, Alabama transfers for running back, and you know what I'm talking about. Excellent tight ends. It's not like he's a beneficiary of an amazing scheme. He's an excellent quarterback. I just don't think he has the it factor. I really don't. His accuracy is inconsistent. He makes some very boneheaded mistakes, as do most of these quarterbacks in this class. But I just don't think the upside for a Desmond Ritter is there compared to, obviously, if Matt stops being his boring ass self this year. I just don't want to even watch my former high school quarterback. It's just, if he gets back to the way he was last year and can take care of the ball a little bit better, I think that you have something there. Malik Willis, obviously, he has some really poor interceptions, but damn, that guy's my QB1 right now. Just, I can't see Desmond Ritter in that much. Number 9, Eagles getting Karlaftis. I really think that that's a bright move. That being said, I do think corner is an issue. There's a pick right after this that we can talk about that, but wish they get one. But I see why they love Andrew Booth too. I'm perfectly fine with Karlaftis. Just putting it out there, I think Karlaftis is an excellent edge talent. I just don't like injury. People who are riddled with injuries being taken that highly it's a little bit weird. And Karlaftis, he has excellent pass rush moves. Just again, I want to see a little bit more. And I want to see him a little bit more in shape. He does look a little chubby, but Karlaftis is a beast. I would love him on the Eagles. I would absolutely love it. But Andrew Booth, I know why they're saying that they like him as their corner too. He has everything you could ever want, right? He has the size. He has the speed. He has the ability to mirror. He has those smooth, buttery hips. That sounds so weird. I can't stand when analysts say shit like that. He has very good maneuverability. He's great. The problem is he also has lapses in his play, and it doesn't matter how well you play on a down-to-down basis if you can't be consistent enough with it. And obviously, Kyrie Elam has taken quite a few plays off this year. I don't really blame him, to be 100% fair. The Florida Gators suck, but Andrew Booth, when he's trying, is getting picked on a little bit, and that scares me. It scares me about a lot of these corners because the transition to the NFL, your wide receivers that you're covering are not getting worse. They're getting a lot better. So if this happens, I'm fine with it, 100% fine with it. I just don't think that it's the best move. I think Sauce Gardner might be getting up there into that corner 2 convo. Number 11, the Panthers getting Cross. I'm fine with it, except you really need to take a good long think about taking a guy like Malik Willis there. You see what Cam Newton can do or can't do compared to what we did last week. You can think about how great Malik Willis can be. And I'm going to say this for the Eagles fans out there. I think Malik Willis would actually make this team what you want it to be with Jalen Hurts. I know that you can add a couple pieces here, a couple pieces there, but I don't think Jalen Hurts adds anything that Malik Willis wouldn't. And Malik is exciting. Also, it gives Howie Roseman a lot more time to do whatever the fuck he wants. And just saying, Malik Willis will most likely be gone by the Panthers pick. If it's not then, it will be at the Panthers pick, just because that dude is ungodly talented. Charles Cross is amazing, though. No disrespect to him. I just think that a quarterback is more valuable than even the second most valuable position, left tackle. Falcons getting Jordan Davis. I wouldn't be mad at this at all. Again, Jordan Davis, you just look at the size of that guy. I can get it. Again, it's rough. It's hard for me to think that you're going to pass on a high-end corner or you're going to pass on a high-end edge rusher in order to go after Jordan Davis or a high-end pass catcher. You know, you can, of course, get a true number one. You look at Garrett Wilson out there. There's just some issues I have with taking a D tackle in the first. Jordan Davis is obviously the best one, though. So you can't really go wrong with Jordan Davis in here. If DeMarvin Leal is here, I would consider it as well. Just obviously the Georgia bias, you'll have that. So I'm not going to complain about it. It's just a bit rich for me. Saints Olave, perfectly fine with it. I have Garrett Wilson above him, but I love the fit on with Olave here. Eagles getting Jaquan Brisker, though. No, not that high. I mean, Jaquan is a really good safety, and I think that he could go in the first. It's just tough for me to say you're going to do that over guys like Tyler Linderbaum when, you know, Suamalu should be on his way out. Kelsey's going to probably retire. And there you go. Landon Dickerson at center or Linderbaum at center, Dickerson at guard, Brandon Brooks under contract till 2025 for fuck's sake. But I just think that's a little bit rich. Or again, Malik Willis, just get somebody who is that freaky. I don't know. Just my thought process. Steelers getting Kenyon Green. I really do think that you want to go after someone who could be more of a right tackle. Darian Kennard is a really good idea. If you like Zach Banner, then you're probably going to be a pretty big fan of what Darian Kennard can bring to the table. You could obviously take Kenyon Green. I think that would be a pretty Steelers move. Not going to complain about it. Just saying maybe a right tackle would be a little bit better. Regardless, Broncos getting Matt Corral, cannot complain. You know, this is a team where he could be really creative. He has guys who can separate, guys he can chuck the ball down the field to. It's a good situation for him, and I think that he might benefit the best on the Broncos. Raiders getting Sauce, that'd be a freaking steal. So yeah, I love it. Obviously, I don't think he'll be there, but if he is, yeah, definitely. Next, Browns Jameson Williams. I don't like that. I really don't. You know, you're kind of saying screw you to Anthony Schwartz. No disrespect to Jameson Williams. I don't think he's on Anthony Schwartz's level, or he's above Anthony Schwartz's level. I just think that a guy like Garrett Wilson fits a lot better with what you're hoping to get with a guy like Odell Beckham Jr. Jameson Williams just doesn't fit the role that is needed right now because, again, Schwartz does play pretty damn well in that role. I just think that was right position, wrong schematic fit. Next with the Vikings, Kaiir Elam, that'd be a steal. That'd be great. This is a pick where I fell in love with it. I love this pick. I heard Ojabo might be returning. I really don't think he should. He'll probably get an agent that tells him, dude, do you want to be a top 10 pick instead of a top 15 to 20? Like, you're gonna shave a year off of your lifespan and possibly cut out $20 million to be able to play one more year and move up 5 spots. David Ojabo, especially at size, like he just doesn't play right. David Ojabo is perfect for this. It's a perfect Uchenna Nwosu role, switch, flip guy. So I love it. Absolutely love it. And I'm probably going to steal this. Just a heads up, I might steal this. If Kenyon Green's on the board, then you have a toss-up. But this is a amazing fire-ass pick. I love that pick. 21 for the Dolphins, Devin Lloyd. Another pick I'm a huge fan of. Obviously, defensive head coach. You can definitely go with a guy who is an absolute monster at linebacker. He's a day one impact on a roster that needs day one impacts. Obviously, we don't know what's going on with this Deshaun Watson situation. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll see. That's going to change everything. But for now, we can't assume. And Devin Lloyd's a perfect fit for this team. Wide receiver like Garrett Wilson would be interesting because, again, I do like how he would fit in this roster. You have a guy who's perfect for the slot with Jalen Waddle. You have a solid enough guy on the outside like Devontae Parker, and I think Garrett Wilson could be a number one. I really do. And he's really good after the catch, and that's perfect for a guy like Tua, who's not the best at throwing it deep. That'd be a good spot. But Devin Lloyd, I cannot complain. I very well might steal that as well. Number 22, Bills and Tyler Linderbaum. Just screw off, TDN. I know I have my guys I like to send to certain teams, but it feels forced to push a guy all the way down the board just to get him to the Bills. Tyler Linderbaum is the best interior offensive lineman in the class by a long shot. Just the only issue is his weight at 290. And he plays like he's 315. So you do you, boo. Detroit Lions getting Treylon Burks. He's really, really damn good. I do like him on the Lions. I do it myself a lot. I would say there are some talented corners on the board, and this team does need maybe a number 2 corner or high-end safety. Not going to complain, though, at all. Obviously, you also have linebackers on the board. This team has a lot of issues. You just choose whichever one feels the best for you, and I think that's what the Lions are going to do. And that's it sounds like a terrible situation, but it's a really good one because you can get a best player available as well as a position of need. And that's perfect because you're not oversaturating a position, creating drama. You're just doing what's best for the team and what's best overall in the draft. So love that situation for the Lions. Bengals, Nicholas Petit-Frere, you guys know it. I love that fit. You know, he can play left tackle if you go into contract issues in the future at left tackle, but he also plays right tackle very well. Just plug him wherever the hell you want and he'll work. So I like it. I really do. Cowboys getting Daxton Hill. He's more of a slot. He's more of a slot safety. I just don't think he fits here. Of all the safeties, it's probably the one spot. It's probably the one guy who I don't think it's the right fit. Obviously, Tyke Smith, another one, but you can go almost every other safety, and I'd be fine with it. But Daxton Hill, I don't know. I don't think that's a good fit. And again, I think that going offensive tackle wouldn't be a bad idea. I really wouldn't. You take a guy like Trevor Penning. He's going to take a year to develop, stick him behind Tyron Smith, or play him at guard and allow him just to eat people alive. And you have yourself a succession plan. Obviously, if Kenyon Green is here, that'd be great. I would love that. But yeah, Daxton Hill is just the wrong safety, although I do appreciate the position that he went with. Chiefs, Jahan Dotson, again, I like the position because I just don't think the Chiefs are going to be a round one edge type of team, even though I think they should be. There's Drake London on the board. There's dudes who fit what the Chiefs are trying to replace a little bit better than Jahan Dotson, albeit Jahan Dotson's a freak. I do love him. It's just like, really, you need another person to stretch the field? It just doesn't seem to make sense. Sammy Watkins wasn't even a true deep threat. He's just a really weird all-around wide receiver. Jahan Dotson could be that. It's just kind of weird to have a bunch of short-ass wide receivers on your team. Titans getting Drake London. It is true that Josh Reynolds is there for 1 year, and you don't know too much about the future of Julio Jones. Again, he's just never there. That wouldn't be terrible. That really wouldn't be, because he is like Drake London's a freak. Again, he unfortunately cannot. His season's over, but he's absolutely incredible. Been a fan of this guy since day one. You can look back at all my videos. I love this kid. Just that's not a bad pick, and I haven't seen that before. I only looked at the first couple picks of this draft. I didn't see this. That's a fun alternative to a linebacker or to a tackle. That's a good idea. I really think that's a good idea. At 28 with the Buccaneers, Darian Kennard, I think he's going to go before this, obviously, but not a bad idea. And my resident Bengals fan, B. Gill, feel free to let me know what you think of Darian Kennard to the Bengals, because he might fall that far. He just hasn't continued to develop, and that's why I'm going to push him down a little bit. But let me know what you think of that, because, again, he's more of a true right tackle compared to Ferrari, who might actually just want to be a true left. Just a thought. Patriots getting Garrett Wilson. Yeah, it's a good. That's a good one. That gets a chef's kiss. 30 with the Packers getting Thayer Mumford. Don't know if a guard is the exact right need right now. Yes, he can play tackle, but in the first round, he moved from tackle to guard. One, that kind of scares the living hell out of me. I would take him as a guard with the hopes of being a tackle. I think that's what they're doing here. But I saw a play where I don't know if he actually started this last week. I totally forgot to check because obviously I saw a video of him being planted on his ass by Aidan Hutchinson. That was funny. That was hilarious. But he just doesn't seem like he has the anchor to stand NFL power at a true tackle position. That being said, not a terrible pick. I just don't like doing a guard hopeful tackle in the first round. Just because, again, it's not Darian Kennard where he'll probably be a guard with the hope of a tackle. This guy is a guard. Hopefully that we can reverse him back to a tackle in the NFL. Usually doesn't work out, especially when there's a guy like Trevor Penning on the board, which is an absolute steal for the Ravens. Yeah, you're getting a high upside lineman that has excellent mobility and excellent power. That'd be a steal. And lastly, Travon Walker. Honestly, I did not mind this. I really didn't. It just depends if Travon's going to come out. That, like, I don't know, because you could see Ojabo returning. You can see Walker returning as well. I think he fits perfectly. He is that Hassan Reddick role. I think he's in that. Is he? Oh, he's big. He's not going to be the Hassan Reddick role. I just totally blank because I saw him in coverage, which makes no sense for 275. Like there was a game where he swatted a ball playing a linebacker. I was like, the fuck? I mixed him up with Nolan Smith's weight. But Travon Walker on the inside, regardless, still works. You could look at the big inside or the Hassan Reddick role, and realistically, that's not a bad idea. Kingsley Enagbare here. That's my dream fit for the Cardinals right now. Just a dude who's also of that bigger nature, can play on the inside, also has the speed to play on the outside. Yeah, it's a solid pick. So overall, there were some really boneheaded mistakes here, but hey, really can't complain about it. For mock drafts, especially TDN ones, besides the Tyler Linderbaum bullshit, not a bad one. So let me know what you guys think. Want to go a little bit more in depth here, have a little bit more fun. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the far side. Peace.